guys, I just started this YouTube channel. The first thing that I wanted to get out of the way was getting a table to present on, somewhere to get footage of items if I'm reviewing them, or different DIY projects. I thought I could use my desk, but my desk is actually in the closet of my room. I'm in a pretty small room, so I needed to maximize the amount of space. So instead of buying a table from IKEA or Walmart for 25-30 bucks, I thought I'd be a little more resourceful, less wasteful, and reuse something I already had. Plus it was also a lot cheaper. It's always nice to save a couple bucks. What I decided to do was use a table we had here at the house that was recently retired from use. The person using it got a different desk, and so we had moved it to the backyard. Unfortunately, it got caught out in the rain for a couple days, and now it's just completely useless. Fortunately, it was an IKEA table, and IKEA tables are very modular, so I decided I would reap some parts from that table and create my own, and that's the table you see here. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's still about as stable as an IKEA desk, but it gets the job done right now, and it only cost me $7. So yeah, let's get started. So as you can see, the table's in pretty bad shape. There's lots of water damage that makes the surface pretty bad, and it's coming apart at the seams, pretty bent, and just overall at the end of its lifespan. So the first thing we're going to do is take the hardware off. So go ahead and unscrew the legs and take the screws off of the metal plates. Your mileage may vary on what you have to do to get the metal plates off, but it's usually just a couple screws. Mine was a little hard to get off with a normal pry tool, so I ended up using a hammer and a screwdriver to knock it off. Probably stuck because of the warping of the table. So for $7, I got this 2-foot by 4-foot piece of particle board. I started by getting the surface clean, took off the sticker. And quick tip, if you don't have any glue off, rubbing alcohol does a pretty good job at getting the residue off. After a quick wipe down, I stuck a couple coats of primer paint on there that I had laying around in the garage, and I let that dry. Once dry, it was time to drill the pilot holes to get the screws in. A lot of times you don't have to do this step, but I find it saves time in the end, so you don't have to fiddle around. Now here I made the mistake of not measuring the screws before I bought the board, so when I drilled in, I actually drilled a hole straight through my board, so don't do that. What I ended up doing was cutting a couple pieces of wood to use as spacers, using some wood glue, and drilling it in from there. Doesn't look the prettiest, but it does the job, and for YouTube you'll never see the bottom of the table, so I think it'll be fine. For your build, make sure you measure the screws out beforehand so you have a nicer end product. Finally, it's just screwing in the legs. There you go, came out pretty well. Super quick, super simple, and definitely usable for what I need. It only cost me $7. So, as you saw, pretty easy, pretty simple, especially if you don't make the mistakes that I did. Still a little wobbly, like I mentioned earlier, but can't really complain for under $7. I hope you guys like this video. Please feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.